Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. Back here in Riverbend Springs 4X by Mr. Stevie. So, this is the updated version of the map. This is the most recent one. I don't know if this was the one we talked about previously within the last 24 hours. Or in the last videos for you guys on YouTube. This is version 1008. I don't know. It says this dropped at like 2300 hour or something UK time. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. That's like 6 hours ahead of us. So this came out well after the stream ended. So I think it went from 1006 to 1007. And then maybe later yesterday he released 1008. So this is 1008. So Fuzzy, if you join, I don't know if you're joining this morning or not, but if you do, this is 1008. It's a more very recent update to the map. Good morning, Twitchy. How's it going? Alright, well, we're going to get started here. See what's on sale. Is there anything good on sale? Yeah. Kinda. Yeah. I think we've already got one of those trucks, though. Alright, so it's March 3rd now. We've got money from the winter sales, wood chip sales, stuff like that. They did plant cotton up here in this big field, so I'm kind of very interested in that one. There's oats over here that I'm interested in, and then there's a field of peas over here that I'm interested in. And then probably a few of these wheat fields that are scattered about down there. And then I think we'll go from there, but it is March 3rd. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Get us into April. That way we can see if they plant any soybeans or corn or anything like that. I'll go ahead and hit the button here. Let's see, what time is it? I'm going to go to 7 a.m. One more time. It's got to go to 7 the next day. While that's doing that, $5 a.m. somewhere. Where would it be 5 a.m. right now? Mountain time? No, probably Pacific time. Because it's 2 hours. So it's 5 a.m. in California. Alright, so it'll take a while for everything to kind of update. Just check the sales here. Ooh, there's a Volvo truck. So it'll take a little bit for the map to update here. Shadow? Where's Shadow? Come here, boy. Shadow. Anybody seen Shadow? I don't know where he went. He likes to run off. He likes to run out on this road out here, too. He's gonna end up getting run over. Shadow. I don't know where he went. He's around here somewhere. Alright, you can feel the map updating with it stuttering a little bit. Alright, so it looks like it may have updated a little bit. I hear a helicopter. And that ain't no little helicopter. That's a big helicopter. Wow, they really like putting corn in that field right there. I may just have to buy it. That's like the 3rd year in a row that they put corn down there. What do we got here? Carrots, we'll skip those. We'll skip the potatoes, I think, for now. I only see the one field of soybeans right there. So I think that means we're probably going to have to plant our own soybeans. Got some green beans up there. Alright, let's check. See if there's any contracts on some of these that we want. I'm pressing the button. That's it for now. Still loading up. I'll just spend the next 5 minutes pressing the refresh button. Alright, let's see. There's a weeding contract there. There's a spraying contract on that one. Let's do that. That's the one we want. So we'll get paid $96,000 for that one. That's the field we want. That's the field of cotton up there. I'm gonna take that. Maybe buy another sprayer. Get one just for herbicide, maybe. Or just put a little bit of the herbicide in the sprayer we got. You know what? I've got to find the sprayer. I've got plows everywhere too. Let's get this guy going. Well, I think he's having a seizure. Morning, Crazy. Morning, Donkey Kong. Morning, Jeff. Let's see. Morning, Adam. Morning, Fuzzy. Here comes Fuzzy. This is 1008, Fuzzy. I don't know if you heard me earlier. That might have been what you were doing. Yeah, this guy, I may have to reset this or something because he's having like a seizure or something. I don't know why he just stopped there. Let me turn that off. I don't know what he's doing. This guy here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let him start working on this one over here. Oh boy, this is... I think with that update, it's like super loading the shaders back in, so it's very stuttery. Maybe I need to fly around a little bit or something. See if he does any better. Okay, at least he's moving. This guy... It's like they were hired out, and then we updated the map, and then they just kind of forgot everything. Let me finish this little bit out here. Yeah, I saw where he replaced it with 1008. Alright. Shut that off right there for a minute. Yeah, this guy is not wanting to go. So I'm gonna move him back over to the other side of the field here. It's loading the field in. Okay, now he's moving. As long as he's moving, he wasn't moving at all over there. Alright, he is playing on the ground, so that's good. I was like, wait a minute. Alright, here's my sprayer. And actually, there's a little bit of herbicide in there. Let me go pick up some more. I think I've got some more down there at the farm. And we'll go do that contract. Fuzzy, I may let you do this spraying contract. Go bus. Look, kids, Big Ben Parliament. Or, look, kids, Walmart, Central Cafe. It's very, very stuttery. I guess it's just loading the shaders in. I probably just need to fly around or something so that everything gets loaded back in. Probably need to check and see if any of those trees reappeared too. Is this herbicide or is this fertilizer? I can't do my trick because of the stupid... That's fertilizer. Because of the dynamic camera. Can't look around corners anymore. So this is herbicide, yes. That should be enough for right now. So the spray rig is down here behind the sheep area. I need to change my t-shirt back into my t-shirt. Getting kind of warm out here being March now. Yay. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab, I think, this plow. So when we do that contract, we'll do that spraying contract up there. That's the last big field up there that we don't own. So when we buy that, we're gonna need 3.5 million. Might as well say 3.6. So we'll save 3.6 million out of this 19 that we've got. That leaves everything else. So I've been looking at this. We've got the crops out here. We've got a big oat field over here. I kind of want to get that because I want to get into this area over here and plow a lot of this together eventually. We can have, you know, probably a lot of wheat and oat fields and stuff like that over here. And let's see, is that fertilized? Yes, it is. Let's see. I need to turn the weeds back on. Oh, it does have weeds in it. Field 75. Let's see if there's a contract on 75. Oop. It's still loading up. I think these go in order. But I do not see a hoeing or weeding contract on that field. Or even like a spraying one. What else we got over there? We got the pea field. Looks like it's fully fertilized. It doesn't currently have any weeds in it. I think if that's the only thing stopping us from getting that one, we can just spray it ourselves. So that one's 1.2 million. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Okay, that's ours. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this pea field right here. And maybe this little concrete pad next to it. That one's 1 million. How much is that little concrete pad? Oh, that's a drop in the bucket. 121,000. Not bad at all. All right, and then there's several wheat fields out here. And maybe this soybean field that's fully fertilized. We'll buy that. I think there's a wheat field right next to it. Which one is that? That's field 17. Is there any contracts on that one? I don't see it in the list anywhere there. No, we can just spray that one ourselves, I guess. So that one is fully fertilized. It's just got weeds in it, so we can spray that one. Alright, where else we got up here? Looks like we got some more wheat there. What is that down below it? Oats. Hey, there's another oat field right there. Little bitty oat field, but I think it'll work. Weeds in it too. Spray it too, but they're both fully fertilized, so say we get those. These are not really huge fields, so like 103,000, that's good. And then we can probably end up plowing these together. That one's under 100,000, 34,000. Not bad. Got some more wheat over here. Fully fertilized. No weeds. Buy that. I'll have to check these again for, for the next month, because they could have weeds grow up in them. Got some spelt there. I got another wheat field there. That one's good to go. We're going to have to go and find all these fields when it comes time to cut them. Just to remember where they're at. More wheat. It's good to go. Okay. And then I don't know about the rye. We've got a rye field there. Got a spinach field down there. Got carrots there. Corn down there. I haven't seen, they don't really plant a whole lot of corn. We may just have to invest in that cornfield down there. Actually, it looks like it's good to go. It's fully fertilized. Say we go ahead and buy that one. We haven't planted any corn as of yet. I really want to buy down in here. not too bad on the price for these fields. 2.7. This one's in spinach. We'd have to plow that under because we're not harvesting spinach. 2.7 for that one, and then 2.2 for that one. And then if we got this over here, I definitely want to straighten that edge out. That's a 1.5 million. Because we already own that field there. I'm not liking the other ones, the other fields. And then we've got some, the big fields up there to plant anyway. So I foresee a lot of beans. I foresee a lot of beans coming. Morning, Flying Mike. How's it going? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Buy these fields down here. And then buy this edge over here. Okay. And then probably buy this little bit right there. Alright, so now go back and look at farmland. We should own that entire southwestern corner there. Then I'll come down and look at that tree line down there and see if there's any we need to remove down there. But that edge of that field looks pretty straight, so I may just keep that. Alright, 7.6 million. We'll stop right there for now. There might be some more other ones, kind of pop up that we might be interested in. But for right now, a lot of them are... There's a couple of small barley ones out there that look interesting. Oh yeah. The little pad up here where the shed was, I can't build the windmill there. It will not let you, if you can't own the land, it will not let you build there. And I cannot purchase that land. So, cannot purchase that land. There's another spot right there that we can't purchase. But there are some pads, some of those little buildable shed type things like we got up there that are down here on this land that we can buy. So, might look into this. Might look into that. There's a lot of trees right in there, and then got those areas right there. I mean, we could build a windmill really anywhere, but does that say canola? No, that says carrots. Okay. That's canola right there. Alright, that guy is still rolling. I don't know why he's plowing like that. He plowed a midsection over here, and then looks like he got some of the sections out around him, and then now he's plowing a midsection right there. Plowing an in-between. I don't know why he's doing that. That's weird. Alright, so Fuzzy's up there spraying. Cool beans. That won't take long with that big sprayer. Alright, I'm going to take this plow and get him rolling on some of these other fields. I am going to come back and straighten some of these edges, especially here. You can see this, I cut a lot of trees down here already, but this could be plowed out right here. all of that could be plowed out. I'll bring another plow down though. These tractors are good for hiring out these plows, but when you're gonna create field with one, you really want to have one of the other ones. One of the other tractors, not a non-track tractor and a non-articulated tractor. So this field is cultivated, but I want to do it in a plowed state. That way we don't get any weeds on it. It's already fully fertilized, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, we'll let him roll. This guy's still going. And this guy, I'll probably take this guy later to do stuff there. This might be a good one to plow out some of the edge down there. Might need to do a little smoothing right there. Especially if we merge those fields together eventually. But yeah, these little pads like this, if Mr. Stevie, I don't know if he still watches my videos, but if he does, if you want to do a 1009 update, make it to where we can buy these little pads where the buildable sheds are. I've already gotten rid of those. I really don't need them. And then there's one up here. You can hide it, but you can't build anything there. You can't place like a windmill there or anything. So here's another one right up here. If nothing else, we could just use these areas to temporarily park some equipment off to the side, kind of like a little parking area off of an approach to a field. And back this way, here comes the post office. This was that other section of woods right here. Right adjacent to this canola field. So lots of trees to be able to take out here. Plus, if we got this field, we could expand this field over that way. But right out past the house there, let's see if I can get around through here. So there's one of the buildable sheds there. And then right there, yeah. So there's two down here. And then there's another one. I think it's back up the hill here. Yeah, it's right up here. There's another one of these little buildable shed things right here. So there's three of them right in this vicinity. If we absolutely wanted to, we could get rid of those and build like the windmills here. Got some big trees down here too. So these areas are purchasable. Hang on, where am I at? I gotta find myself. Oh, there I am. So you can buy that farmland up the hill there. Then you can buy that farmland there, and then buy the woods over there. Actually, not a bad price for them. Plus, I got tons of trees on them. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy that one. How much is that field? That one's 580,000 ish or something. Yeah, we can always use more trees. Go ahead and buy that. That's only 133. Buy these little areas. Wonder if we can sell the houses on them. You know what? Let's find out. Can we sell these things? Like Bob the Builder. Instead of building it, can we sell it? Yes, we can. I don't know, maybe. No. Can't sell the house. We can sell these little old silos. For $357,000, or no, not even thousand, $357. And they're not usable silos. These are just little decorative things. Can't even sell these until... I don't think you can sell these until you actually build them, but it takes a lot to build them, so I'm probably just gonna get rid of them. Let's see, can I sell this house? Nope. Can I sell that silo? Nope. Can't sell that either. I can click on it and it recognizes it, but you can't sell it until you build it. Pretty sure. But we own this area up here. We can get rid of that and have a place to park stuff if we buy this barley field over here. Actually, you know what? That would be a good investment there, that barley field right there. It's ready to go too. You know what? We're gonna buy it. It's not that much. It's 74 grand. And now this canola field, that's fully fertilized. That is canola, right? Yep. Canola. How much is that one? 500 something thousand. Do I want that one? Or do I want to invest in this big field over here? We can't really plow these together though. I may come back and look at that canola field in the future here. This one they did in onions. And it is not cheap. 1.197 in the rye field. That's got to be more because it's bigger. Yeah, 2.2 million. But if we bought this onion field and plowed it up, we could plow these fields all together here at some point in the future. But I think there's a highway down here. Between these fields. Yep, there's a highway here. Unless this is a highway that there's signs on it. So yeah, we can't plow under the highway. If it's a highway with no signs and no traffic, I would say we could if we wanted to, but since there's signs on it, I'm gonna say no. Then there's the rye. I don't know. I'll wait and sit on it for a bit. Let me get back into these tractors over here. That guy, he's rolling. come back up and work on these areas, getting the trees off of them. I need to go get some fuel at the farm real quick before I head down there. Morning, Yeti. How's it going? It's the tractor that needs repair. Been using this one quite a bit. Morning, Steven. How's it going? Alright, so this is where this big cluster of fields start down here. I will have to expand that away. These don't line up. That field goes over more. And unless there's some obstacles... Looking good so far. Can't remember. The problem is I can't remember if I cut trees down here. I guess I'm gonna say if I did, they'd be more over there kind of in these bushes. And I'm hoping I got all the stumps. I have been plowing and I've run into some stumps and they'll just stop me dead in my tracks or flip me around 90 degrees. But there might be some stumps. Alright, now here's where I would want to keep the curve. and straighten out this edge. Might have to take a few trees out. Try to walk backwards and see which trees are in the way. Well, that one for sure. Probably that one. Definitely that one. This one's got a bush beside it. Makes it harder to see. And probably this one. Alright, let's go from there. I think I ate my Wheaties this morning. Well, maybe. Yep. And just kind of scoot these out of the way. Aye, this is how we do it in Kingsleg. What is that? What are those called? The is it called the caber toss? Where they pick up a log by the end and then they toss it. Yeah, couple more. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get this one too. That looks good from there. As long as that line stays straight. And it looks like it does. This is where we'll have to come back and cut more trees, because see how this curves around down here? I'll have to move this straight line over to meet up with that curve there. Right now, we're just going to kind of merge into that curve. Yeah, because that's gonna be a lot of trees to cut to make that straighter. Okay. Oop, got a little strip up here to get to. I gotta close off those other ends down there and then plow out all the in-betweens. Have a nice big field here. A lot of trees to clear out there to bring that over straighter. Alright, let's go on around the edge here. Bring this on down, cut a few of these trees. Probably line it up with this over here. or wherever this field comes out over here. Yeah, to close it up right now, just merge these together, but you can see where this field comes out over here. This is where we would want to go straight that way. So quite a few trees to remove. That's a project for another day for the future. I may start working on that after this year's planting. And kind of curve this into that. Alright, let me go close this other end down here too. I guess I could go ahead and plow this out. I've already cleared the trees out. Please line up straight. Please line up straight. Yay. That was just luck right there. Now the rest of that, again, more trees to clear out to make that straighter there. We ain't got no problem cutting them trees though. Where is this big field at? So we're down in the southwest corner. This is Stevie's 4X, Riverbend Springs 4X. We're down in the southwest corner. So basically we bought this field first. We had beans in it. And then we bought that field, and then we bought a little bit of the, well, pretty much all of the edge around this field. So what I'm doing is I'm attempting to straighten the edges. Probably going to have to, well, definitely going to have to come in and clear some trees out to do that. But for right now, I'm doing what I can. So we're going to merge all of these together and make a nice big field here. I need to look at these woods up here and see if I can get into them too. See what they're all about. We like our big fields. Don't drive off in the lake. Don't drive off in the lake. Curve this around a little broader than it is. Yep, cool beans. Yeah, lots of trees up here. Yeah, if we've got some new fields that need it, go ahead and hit them too while you're at it. I don't even know which ones are which. Let's see. So the wheat field just south of you there. Field. Yeah, you're there already. Looks like there's still some weeds up there. Oh, is that contract done? Maybe that's that's a contract, isn't it? Yeah. So that's done. We can collect that now, right? So there's an extra 96 grand. I think we can go ahead and buy that field now. It's fully fertilized. Doesn't have any weeds in it anymore. I say we go ahead and do it. Alright, we're good for cotton for next year. So then eventually I may merge all of these fields together. We'll have to cut these first, but in the long run, we'll probably merge a lot of this together. I did merge the sunflower field over here and that little concrete lot in with these wooded areas over here. And this field's really big now. It goes all the way down through here, through where the trees were over there, where the 3 fields were, where that forest was. Big field there. Alright, what sits over there? What's... I don't know if that's fog or if that's... May just be fog. It's pretty flat out here though. Dude, this is the farmer's dream right here. If you got a wooded area, you want it to be flat, just like this. Come in and clear the trees out, and then all you gotta do is plow up the ground. We've got some type of factory or something over here. This is a sawmill? Pellet company. So you can make the wood pellets here, I guess. So there's that lot, and then there's the forest all around that. It's not bad. I mean, it looks like there's a creek to work around over there, but... Got a little bit of a hill here. So yeah, there's this creek to work around. Oh, there's this old shed back here. And a bridge. So we'd have to work around all this. This is not bad though. We could totally work around all this. Probably even keep the trees in that area. But all the trees over here and down there where it's flat, fair game, I'd say. And this goes all the way up here. Bring the field over just a little bit this way. I wouldn't go all the way up the hill. But we could go up it a little bit. Some pretty nice trees out here, some pretty big trees. Y'all were asking about the trees yesterday. I think that is one of those, yeah, that's a ponderosa pine. That's a fully mature ponderosa pine tree right there. That one's worth a lot of dough. Get some pretty good wood chips out of those mature ponderosa pines. Got a bunch of them out here. Probably why he put them down here around the pellet place over there so he can make wood pellets. I don't think there's really any money in wood pellets though. I think you can get more if we turn them into wood chips. How much was this woodland? Pretty decent woodland. Not bad. $5.76. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Alright, I think our financial futures are secure. Let's see, I got some catching up to do in chat here. Hey, is Farming Simulator 25 worth it? Played Farming Sim 17, but didn't really understand how everything worked. Yeah, 25 is worth it. If you like 17, you'll love 25. 25 adds a lot. The jump from 17 to 25 is a pretty big jump. You had the graphical change from 17 to 19, and then, you know, they've added a ton of stuff in. They added productions, in-game GPS. The hired workers are definitely improved. They're still not the best, you know, they could be, but they're way better than they were from 17. Can you play a map without making the fields bigger? No. The answer is no to that one, big dog. You gotta make your fields bigger. That's the strategical part. If you can afford to buy the land and you can make your fields bigger and increase your yield, you'll make more money. That's the entire goal of the game, is to become successful farmers and have a nice Christmas and a happy New Year. I want to be able to farm gold mine and chop trees. Well, so are you on PC? I'm better. If you're on PC, I don't think there's any gold on this map. I'm pretty sure there's not. I know he put the Silver Run mine over there where you can get the iron ore and you can make the metal rolls and all that. But for a gold mine, I know the Yukon map had gold on it. It had a lot of stuff. It had gold. It had crude oil. It had coal mining. Gosh, I don't even know what all they added in the new one, but the Yukon map, it was a big map. I'm trying to remember, was that a 16x map? But it had a lot of trees. And it was a fantastic map. The Yukon map, the Deadwood map was a 4x map. It had some mining in it. I'm trying to remember if that was gold. I think it was. I think it had gold on it. So the Deadwood map, those were in 22, and the Yukon map we played back in 19 or 22. Fantastic maps. Yeah, that Yukon map was crazy. The Yukon map, we actually had the ferry barges before Giants put them in. So you could actually like drive the ferry barges down the river. But yeah, if you like gold mining and cutting trees, the Yukon map would be for you if you're on PC. It's got a train that runs through the middle of it. A lot of big mountain ranges. Really, really nice map. I would almost go back to that map. We had the, what were those combines called? Were they called the tribines? You know, the big tribines, the articulated combines. We had the articulated combines, and we had a pretty decent capacity on them. We would hire those out, and we plowed a lot of the southern part of that map up, and it took forever to even do it with them. But, you know, now that we have the Stevie combines and the larger headers and stuff, I don't know. I would almost go back and play that. Need to buy this, I guess, this little concrete pad down here. $6,500. That might be the cheapest. That might be the cheapest lot on the map. We'll integrate it in with everything we got. Alright, so we closed up the southern part of that field road. The in-between down there. So now we just need to plow those out, right? And then plow this field. Plowing that field right now, and then we plowed the one down there already. So Fuzzy, I don't know if you're, I guess you're still spraying. When you get done spraying, if you want to start planting, we can plant soybeans. So you know the field we had the cotton in this last go around? Well, I say we plant beans up there in that field. And then eventually when I get done plowing down here, we'll probably plant beans down here. So the extreme southwestern field and the extreme northeastern field, that's where we'll do our beans at. Can't have too many beans. And then I think over there where that guy's still plowing right now, probably do corn over there maybe. I'm kind of wanting to plow up that field of onions and plant oats right there. They wouldn't be the same in the same sequence as those oats though. I don't know, I may hold off. Yeah, soybeans up in the northeast, and then we'll put them down here in the southwest too. I gotta finish plowing all this out down here though. Here's the other guy over there plowing. The 9RT. Best part about this enhanced vehicle GPS or steering assist is you can lock it in reverse and then go forward and then reverse, and it stays locked in. With the in-game GPS or the in-game steering assist, it does not stay locked in. Plus, you have to be in a field, like a pre-made field. Hope they bring this to Farming Simulator 27, if that's the name of it. It might be Farming Simulator 28. Well, let's see. They released Farming Simulator 25 and 24, and their new cycle, if history repeats itself, has been 3 years. So there is a year 2 season pass. So it looks like it is going to be 3 years. Was there a mod for that? For like the in-game GPS? Has somebody come out with a mod to fix that, to where it doesn't do that? What's up, trucker? How's it going? Well, there's another helicopter. They must be doing some kind of military exercises today. These are not medical helicopters. I'm used to hearing them. These are definitely military. Sounds like Black Hawk or Chinook. Allergies are kicking your butt. Cold's kicking mine. Cold temperatures. Well, that 8RX up there, he's still plowing, but it's taking forever to get that done up there. I don't know if he's going all the way to the end of that field and coming back or what, but he's been going at that for a while. Morning, Tomcat. Alright, I'm gonna turn create field off. See if this generates. Yep, there's all my lines. So it's gonna want to go east and west. Let me turn. I don't know how this is gonna work with the other guy going, but we'll find out. I'm gonna turn off the inrows. I think the other guy is just going to keep going on his original line. Now when this guy reaches, he should go east and west. When he reaches this plowed out area over here, he should just turn right around and just plow this area of the field over here. I don't think he'll detect on that cultivated ground over there. So when he reaches this plowed out part that I plowed out down here manually, he should just turn around. We'll stay with him and make sure that's what he does. Then we'll have to keep an eye on him. Do you need some seed there, Fuzzy, or what? We really need to, I guess we need to put in a, like a seed silo at the farm there somewhere. There's a load at the shop? Okay. I'm gonna go up here. I think I done passed the farm. There's the farm. That's not the farm. That's town. Where is the farm? There's the farm. It's hard to see way up in the sky like that. Question is, where do I want to put them? Maybe on the back side of this shed. Turn on my snapping here. Let me do the liquid. Nope, not like that. Here we go. And let's see, he should turn around. Yeah, looks like he's gonna do it. Alright, so he's good to go. Get back over here and... yeah, grab whatever's at the shop, because we do have the fill silos here now at the farm. Yeah, I have to bring that one out a little bit, but if we need to, we can. I could have put that one closer, I think, maybe. Yeah, we can make adjustments. This one's right where I wanted it. Yeah, maybe bring this one out. Take this one in. Might as well go ahead and move them before I fill them up. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. A lot closer. Should be a little better aligned with that one. Yeah, a lot better aligned with that one. And then this one, move it forward. Yeah, that looks good. Yep, lined up a lot better there. Alright. So we'll get the seed and fert that we got at the shop. I don't even know what all's still down there. Yeah, we got a little bit down here, don't we? He's still rolling. Looks like the 8RX finally got done. Oh, he needs fuel now. He's over on that side. Somewhere out there between the furrow clouds, there's a thirsty tractor. I'll have to check my cows. I don't know. It rhymes. Yay. So if this is the main highway that runs through town, I wouldn't be opposed to putting grain in some of these fields, like for the flour mill. I think this is that highway. Serves as a main artery. So if you have the fields next to this highway, if this is it, I think it is. Yep, totally is. So this is the highway that runs all the way into town. We can just head straight to the grain mill from this highway. Trent was telling me that the grain mill needed rope. I don't understand that. Gotta be the other grain mill over there. There's the one grain mill over there. Then there's another one over there. So there's that grain mill there. And there's another one over here. I think it's out back. Yeah, I think that's it right there. So you need rope for this? I don't understand that. What? 288. This is a grain mill. Is this a Stevie grain mill, maybe? We don't own any grain mills yet. There's the bakery. Cereal factory, barrel maker, dairy. So there's a grain mill. That, I'm going to say that is the other one. That's probably the in-game one. Because when you go down another one, that adds in... Okay, this is where you can make the Stevie stuff. So if you wanted to bring your rye over here, it even does the dried stuff. Wow, okay. So you can do the regular in-game stuff. You can do barley, dried oat, dried wheat. You can do the rice stuff just like the in-game one. There's rye flour, sorghum flour, spelt flour, and wheat flour. Wonder what the capacity is on this one. This is the one I'm standing at. I guess there's really only one way to find out. To buy the thing and get it rocking and rolling. Go take a look at that. So let's go back up to owned. So, oh well, it doesn't have... Looks like they're all the same. 250,000. And then it'll hold, the flour that it'll hold is 1.5 million. We'll probably put that on distributing though. But it's good to know that you can take your rye up there if you want to. Wonder how much the in-game one holds. It doesn't really say. It doesn't give you like the individual capacities. Is that thing on? Is it turned off? It should be automatically off. Yeah, nothing's on. Alright, we'll leave all that off. I guess if we wanted to, we could buy rye and spelt. There's a big rye field over there. How much is that field? 2.2 million for that rye field. I think I'm gonna hold off. It's a nice big field though. Don't we have some rye? Or did we sell it? Oh yeah, we do have some rye. So we could haul a load of that up here. We got some rye, we could get it started. Start making some rye flour. I'm assuming that it just turns it into... Yeah, so it just turns it into flour. Well, hang on, let me go down to rye. Just to be sure. Yeah, it just turns it into flour. Looks like everything is just flour. except for the rice. Rice is still a unique, it makes a rice flour, so you can have that different type of flour to go to, let's say, your bakery. Bakery will take both. So we need to get on the rice kick. Wonder, does the cereal factory, does that take rice? Because we could totally make Rice Krispies. Where'd that cereal factory go? There we go. Oh, it does. Looks like you need honey, chocolate, oat, and corn for that one. You need long grain rice and honey for that one. Looks like we're going to need honey. Need honey, raisins, oat, and corn for that one. Honey, and just regular rice for that one. Dude, we could totally make Rice Krispie treats. Or Rice Krispie cereal. It'd be technically Rice Krispie cereal. And I know exactly where I'm going to put the rice in at. Buy the fields next to it and do long grain rice. Keep all our rice kind of down there in the locale down there. Find the right tractor here. Let's see. It's out there somewheres. There it is. So, want to merge these fields together. Makes a change from Wheaties. I'm surprised that the cereal factory doesn't take Wheaties. They doesn't do Wheaties. Yeah. They're all about their high fructose corn syrup and probably artificial dyes and stuff like that, maybe. Even here in America, those are fixing to get banned. They're either banned or the companies have kind of agreed to step away from them. So the Cheerios, not the Cheerios, Cheetos are not going to be the same color anymore. There's a lot of stuff that's not going to be the same color anymore. I'm trying to remember what the list was. I think Doritos was on the list. Yeah, long overdue. I've heard that the red dye is like one of the worst ones. What is it, red 40 or something like that? Stay straight, stay straight. Yeah, I don't know if we're guinea pigs or not. I think it's more of a, we're all hey, let's just give them, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's harmful, healthy or not. Let's give them whatever is the cheapest to make so we can make a higher profit. Eh. I made a boo-boo. Tell you what, while I'm down here, I'm gonna run over here and grab some fuel. Whoa, there's a save. Yeah, you're right about that. It does. It keeps the medical and pharmaceutical companies in business for sure. Yeah, a lot of stuff's banned in other places that we eat here in the U.S. That's the thing. Without, you know, the regulations that like you have in other places, which we don't have here, which we're getting here now. They can just keep on serving you all the really bad stuff. And the thing is like it's artificial stuff. It's stuff that should not be in food, really. You know, you think about the dyes. Yeah, it makes it look more aesthetically pleasing, but use something else. I mean, I know that in some places, they instead of using like a red 40, they'll use like red beets. Use red beets. I mean, it might be more expensive and it might decrease the shelf life. That's another reason why they use a lot of the bad stuff is for preservation and preservatives and stuff. Gives it a longer shelf life. One of the things was the same stuff that they used. What was it? Like paint or paint thinners? Some kind of chemical they used. It was like the exact same thing. It's like, what? And that's something that should not be consumed. Because if you consume it in large quantities, which, you know, there's no regulation on how much you eat of something, yeah, it can mess you up. I want to say it was using paint thinner. I remember right. Yeah, they have released the cleaner version of the Doritos already. I was gonna say Doritos. Who was it? Kraft, maybe. hard to remember all the companies that have the different products, but I think Kraft has a lot of different products that they have already said, hey, we're not going to be doing this anymore. We're going to be changing this, and a lot of it doesn't happen till next year. Some of it's already happening, but a lot of it doesn't happen until next year. Alright, I think I can go right up through there. Yeah, the taste, the taste is probably going to be the same. The artificial dyes that they put in it just makes it look more aesthetically pleasing. So, you know, the traditional orange color that you get with your Cheetos, people associate the cheddar orange color with Cheetos when that's artificial. So the new ones, I think they call them like Doritos and Cheetos. I think they're called, actually, I think they're called Naked, is what they're kind of branding that under. Basically, it's the same thing, and it tastes the same, but they remove a lot of the artificial stuff from it. So they don't have the same kind of color palette with it. I think they're white, if I remember right. I saw a picture of them. Saw a picture of the packaging and it looked like they were white. So it's almost kind of like the baked stuff like that. So they're called Doritos Naked and Cheetos Naked. Basically the same thing, but without the clothes, I guess, without the dressing, without the cover of the, you know, the fake kind of color, make it more aesthetically pleasing. Naked. Is it spelled naked or is it spelled naked? I don't know. I remember reading it. I can't remember how it's spelled though. Either way, it's naked. It's naked or naked. Junk food that's better for you. Hey, I'm down. Now, if they could do Oreos, if they could make Oreos that are better for you. Cheetos Simply. Now I remember seeing the packaging and they were called Naked. They had the Cheetos and the Doritos sitting next to each other. Maybe it was just the Doritos. No, these were not... I think that's a different type of Cheeto. Yeah, I think that's a different type of Cheeto. I think they've had white cheddar Cheetos, and I know they've had, you know, the baked lineup with the white cheddar and stuff. I'm talking about OG Cheetos, OG cheddar Cheetos. But it might be confusing. You might think they're white cheddar when you go to eat them because they're probably, you know, they're white, but they just don't have that dye in them. Surprised they can't figure out a way to do like carrots. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Sean. Those are the ones I'm talking about. It was Doritos and Cheetos sitting next to each other in the article, in the picture. So... I need to try to find a bag if they're out yet and do like a taste test. See how they are. See what actually the ingredients are. Alright, the rice field is ready. Where would we want to put, like, long grain rice? If we do rice or long grain rice here... Maybe on this side? Back to crop types. What do we got over here? We got carrots in that field. And onions in that field. And then, ooh, that looks like another batch of trees right there. Let's go visit this field real quick. This is the carrot field. Here's the onion field over there. I think this would be a good spot for the other type of rice. Do like rice on one side and long grain rice on the other, right next to the river here. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I got a pretty big forest area here. This comes up behind the playground maker thing. Oh, yeah. It sits on a steep hill. They hold off on that for a bit. But you could expand this over a little if you wanted to. Alright, so I'm going to take my first break and then I'll be back. And we'll talk more about the Cheetos and the Doritos and the banishment of the artificial dyes. And maybe we'll talk about pizza. I've got pizza. So I'll be back. And YouTube, you guys, we'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. So, YouTube, we'll see you in the next one. Always remember you reap what you sow. Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you later, YouTube.